Hello! Appears I'm already looking at my desk here. Hey everyone, it's Lauren from Color to Kitty, here to do the usual live stream video. I'm just prepping by grabbing out some materials, and I gotta do one thing before I get going here. Just gotta send one message before I totally forget. Alright, let's get started. So, I've got a bit of an assortment on the desk, and I've got some sun glare coming in from the window because it is a beautiful Saturday afternoon here. So first things first, I'm going to grab the white pencil and the two extenders that I do need for this good nice project. Okay, got that. We're going to grab our pencils. Should have most of them here. Should. So let's see. We got the Rose Art Light Brown, the Mindwear Gray, the Pentel 376 Brown. We got the Rose Art Dark Brown, which we have not used yet. We've got the green, which is way over here and almost depleted because I've been using it on another project, so it's a wee little green. Next is the Staedtler Staples Purple, and then the Aqua Kid Made Modern pencil, and then the dark red is a Staedtler Triangular, and finally is the Sears Black. So there, we got our pencils. So let's get started. We're going to be doing a 1-hour session here. Oh, I need one more item, my sharpeners. Oops. Oh, I just made a mess. Oh my goodness. This is what happens when I try to rush through things. I just knocked a whole bunch of pencils on the floor. Bear with me one moment. Let me pick these up before I lose them all, because I actually really need them for another project. Okay, we're off to a great start, aren't we? Hey Debbie, I'm having a wonderful start here. So here's the page that I'll be working on for the next hour. This is it. It's slowly come along. I'm still not halfway, but at least it's getting there. So then I'm just going to put it on my easel, and then let's just get started with coloring. So last I remember, I was working down here. Where was I here? I'm gonna do number 9. Number 9's the black. And my beverage for the moment is only water. So that's all I have ready right now, because we are doing some stuff tonight privately. Alright, so it's going to color this in. Yeah, this page is taking me a long time. I think we're into the 8th hour now, working on it. Let's see, the first session was 2 hours, second session was 2, that's 4. And then 3, 4, 5 is 3 hours. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 hours. That's how long this page has been taking me so far. But it's a cool page. Alright, next is the Pentel. And I used the white to kind of burnish the side of it, to kind of give it a bit of a look to it. Alright. And then just keep repeating, going through all these colors. Just color my numbers, several colors. Let's see, number 9, the black. And I shall try to think of some dialogue here to keep this entertaining. Yeah, number 9 again. So this pencil, number 9, is from a store called Sears. I don't know if Sears was ever in the USA. I have no idea. But this store, it was one like a big department store. No, I'm not drinking holy water. Only water. That's funny. Alright. Anyway. So let's talk about Sears. Sears was like a big department store. I don't know what the comparison would be from another country. Like we have here Hudson's Bay, which is the Bay, as we call it. And Sears was like that. Like a big department store that had like almost anything. Like clothing, home furniture, appliances, I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff. So near the end of its existence, they had like art supplies, like more like stationery, like basic stationery supplies. So they had colored pencils, and that was during the time that I was in my obsessive, I gotta buy colored pencils everywhere. So I bought some, and that's where that Sears pencil comes from. Of course, the store is no more. For whatever it was, they just closed up and no more existence. I got some good items there back when they were still open. I remember near the end, it was looking more like a, I don't know, discount store, just the way the layout was. Because I remember near the end, we were doing some clothing shopping, and it just was like racks and racks of clothing on sale, and it was kind of sad to see, like a big store, been around for so many years, just no more, seeing its demise. I got some great items there. But yes, only water. I was gonna make a tea, but I didn't really have much time, so I'm like, I want to do some coloring. This looks like to be an eye, the way this picture's going, so I thought work around some of this for today. See if I can make some progress. So the Sears pencil, they're okay. I still use them. I can't remember if I kept them. I don't think I kept them all, but I can't remember. I only kept certain colors. Generally, when I have a pack of pencils that are just kind of like, they're not that good, I'll keep certain colors. And what's interesting is, actually, the casing on this is actually paper, so it's really weird. And I find the black on these ones isn't like really black, it's more like a almost black, if that makes any sense. So sometimes it's useful to keep some of these other colors that are just kind of like, they're okay. But for this project, I decided just to use them anyway. Because I tend to go through a lot of black pencils depending on what I'm working on. One of my other side projects, I'm considering using a lot of black with it, so that's where it's handy to keep some decent colors. Alright. So still plugging away here. I am going, for the first time, I want to work in some of the eye. And that's the Rose Art Dark Brown. So I'm kind of breaking my habits, but that's okay. So this might get really interesting. Try and do this eye. Now this pencil I'm using now is Rose Art, and I like these a lot better than Crayola. Hey Eve, you haven't blown away yet? We have nice weather here actually. It is 22 Celsius. Ooh. So we got nice weather here. Just gonna turn this a little so I can work with the way my hands are. Just doing a light, not really light, but good shade over the area, and then start bringing in darker. I think it's kind of exciting that I'm getting around to the eye today in this cool picture. Just reading, no, the worst of the wind should be moving at any time, and then it's supposed to go until tomorrow morning. Oh, that sucks. Well, hopefully all was well at your location. Hopefully no real damage or items getting blown away or critters. So then you've got lots of wonderful kitty cats. How bad does the trailer rock with the wind? Alright, so there's my eye kind of happening. And then to change up, I was going to add some white, but shading wise in light to dark makes no sense because this is behind some of these shapes. So I'm just going to darken it up and go with that, and then just kind of burnish a bit with the white where I feel it needs some. Which I could have used a different burnishing tool, but I had this out. Alright, so there's my eye. I might as well get the center with the black. Well, Eve, stay safe. Hopefully, like I say, nothing bad happens out there. Alright, so there's my eye. Dust storm watches out for Barstow up near the highway. Cool, I guess. Like, is that like people just gather and watch, or is that like just something else? I don't really know. Alright, so I got my eye. but I'm gonna backtrack a little because I'm kind of kooky that way. Okay, 7, which was the blue. Well, that's good. Glad you got a plan. Ah, okay. Now I get you. Yeah, it was funny. I hear a few weeks ago or so, because we have weekly recycling pickup. The region, because I subscribe to their online calendar, so I can check to see if there's ever any changes to the calendar. Because for holiday weekends, it bumps it a day or kind of thing. Also, the calendar shows which days for garbage pickup and which days for like bulk pickup kind of thing. So I get like an email notification the other week about, oh, because it's really windy, can we like not put out the recycling the night before? And it's like, really? It really wasn't that windy, in my opinion anyway. But that's just my opinion. But compared to the winds that you're getting, you guys get some extreme winds because you're all open field, more or less. Oh, and how's Buster? Aww. I'm glad he's okay. That you've got your Buster Boo kicking around for a while once his ankle heals up a little better. So Buster's not liking being in the crate in the bedroom? I imagine so. How do you catch him? That I wondered. I wouldn't even know how to catch him. Ah, okay. I can imagine the cats are gonna be tormenting him. Because it's like, oh, here's a critter that can't fight back so easily in the crate. I'm just coloring along here, bit by bit. The cats lay on top of the Buster crate. Oh, that's funny. Well, I guess the cats are getting used to every so often there's an indoor visitor in a crate of some sort, whether it's another cat or a dog or rooster. I forget what other critters you've had inside. I've lost track. A raccoon and a possum you've had indoors? Oh my. Did the possum play dead? So I'm curious, out in your area, do you get other critters like the raccoons and the possums? Like, what kind of critters do you get out in the desert? Okay. Oops. I just knocked pencil shavings all over myself. Oh no. Oh, I'm making a mess. Alrighty. So, yeah, still making progress down here. Another round of black. Just gave it a bit of a sharpen. Interesting. I am so not a fan of spiders. Oh my god. So you're saying like the cats enjoy the new toy that wanders the desert to play with them. You wish they would eat them. Oh my god. I didn't know that the tarantula male, that once they mate, as he gets laid, it dies. That's actually interesting. Alright, where am I here? I don't know, I'm just coloring along right now. Ooh. I do have a phobia of bugs. And spiders is one of them. I freak out when I see a little itty bitty spider, and I'm like, ah. Oh, I do freak out. Well, I can't look at the link until later tonight. But yeah, at some point I'll take a look. Alright. Yeah, let's keep poking away. Thanks. I'll take a peek at it sometime later. I do not like spiders. Supposedly when I was a little kidlet, little baby, one of the nursery songs or whatever, rhymes or whatever that would help me settle was the one about the itsy bitsy spider. Alright, I'll go back up here, continue on with this mess around the eye. Ooh, sneezy. These are non-aggressive spiders, and you like jumping spiders, so these are overgrown jumping spiders. Oh, yeah, no thanks. You can have them. Okay, so what did Pikachu do? Pikachu had one under the truck the other day, and he was bobbing the hell out of it with his paw. Aww. Cute. Then there's Jabber. Oh, I like your Jabber cat. Kitty. Meow. Oh yeah? Oh, I love Jabber. It's good to hear that most of his hair has grown back, so now he's a big fluff ball. Aww, cutie. They're all so cute. Alright, number 3 is... What's number 3 again? Oh, the brown. I'm getting all mixed up in my colors here. Rose doing? Rose the kitty cat. She's still hiding? She thinks she owns the place. Well, don't they all think they own the place? Well, that's good. At least she's settling in. That sounds like she's comfortable at home. Yeah, it makes sense. Alright, where are we going here? Still making progress. I'm gonna sharpen that pencil. I've been lazier today with less sharpening. Well, now I got hiccups. Hiccups. A ghost bag of pedigree dog food. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Yeah, we don't get too many windstorms here. We've had a few bad ones over the years. There was one year, this is going back. Ghost of wind. Well, even ghost bag works. But yeah, there was a storm here. I was working a different kind of job. And the power went out because it was a really bad windstorm. And it was knocking out power everywhere. Fences were coming down. And this is one that, on one of the side roads out of town here, some school bus was kind of trapped or something. A tree had come down somewhere and a school bus couldn't get through or whatever, so some workers showed up. The tree company workers showed up to help clear the tree area so the school bus could get through. And then during all that, another tree had come down and took out one of the workers or something, I think was the story, which is pretty sad. But yeah, I remember that day. It was a really bad wind. Yeah, because occasionally, once every so many years, we get a really bad one, and there's damage here. I remember one time, like, the fences here before they were replaced were pretty crappy. Like, they were just getting old and wearing down, and our neighbor's fence blew over and stuff like that. So sometimes we do get bad stuff, but we've been fortunate. I remember that one day with the really bad windstorm, I was at I was working and I left work. So it's like, okay, the power's out. I can't do anything at work. So I locked up the office and left. And I went to get lunch somewhere. And I'm at the plaza nearby in case I go back to work. And, like, I see the garden center. The temporary fencing was just blowing over. And the workers are trying not to get trapped by it. But yeah, then we do get some bad. What we get up here is ice storms in the winter. So there was a year, God, I can't remember what year it was, in the last 10-15 years. We had a really bad ice storm, and it took out the power lines out of town, like in town were fine, but out of town they were wiped out, like completely destroyed. So my parents had like both our parents didn't have any power for Christmas holiday weekend, like for the holidays. Like it was upwards of 1 to 2 weeks out of no power in the middle of winter. It's bloody cold, and yeah, that was quite a adventure. So I ended up, that was back when I was going home for Christmas, on Christmas Day kind of thing. And I can't remember if I went the night before or the day of, I can't remember, but I'm up there and I'm like, I'm freezing. I'm like, I'm gonna go home because I'm cold. And all they had to go on for 2 weeks was the fireplace. And they got through it, obviously. And as for the Christmas dinner, was absolutely ruined. Like, we ate cake for lunch. And then the turkey, they handed it off to us to take somewhere else to cook it, because at the time our oven was not quite operational. So we took it to someone else to, hey, can you like just cook this turkey? So then it was cooked, and then we took it out there. It's like, hey, here's your cooked turkey. Something at least. So before it totally went bad. But yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, because I think at the time they asked us to take the turkey and hang on to it in our freezer, so we did. Or something. I can't remember. I just remember being so cold. And then they were having problems with the fireplace because house that's nearly 50 years old, we'll say. And it's not like they used the fireplace that often over the years, but something was stuck up there. So at some point, all the smoke kept coming back into the house, and I'm like, oh, that sucked. I wasn't there for that part, but I heard about it. It's like, yeah, that was not good for fireplace. They had no generator. I think my brother had dropped off a generator, but there were some issues with it at the time. They had difficulty getting it to run. Yeah, gotta love the winters. But yeah, I remember like the sirens out there, the hydro lines were wiped out, like they were just destroyed. Well, so here's something funny. I think it was around that time. It was funny because my dad generally wears construction clothing, so it's just he just commonly wears it like almost all the time. So he's in the Tim Hortons in town, and while he's there to get coffee or something, the coffee shop, there's other hydro workers or something or whatever it was. Anyway, so some lady walks up to him and starts complaining about they have no hydro, and he's like, "Yeah, we're working on it," because he knows. It's like trying to explain to her that, look, he doesn't work for the hydro company. She ain't gonna listen. It was pretty funny. Oh my goodness. He's like, yeah, we're working on it. It should be up soon. And then he got his coffee and left. This makes me laugh thinking about that memory. Man, gotta love winter. Where am I going with all this? I'm just treating like a I don't even know. I don't even have the words to say. Oh, I am so random today. Of course, I'm dropping pencils. But yeah. yeah, don't know what this winter's gonna bring. We'll see what we'll see. Out in this area, I certainly hope they wrap up the road construction this year before the snow comes, because that makes that a mess. Like, my drive's not too bad, except I just saw this week, one of the major intersections I crossed through to go to work, the highway, there, like a major road kind of thing, they're going to shut it down for a couple weeks. I'm like, oh no, not this again. Which means my drive will be busier, which is gonna not be fun. Because traffic's gonna get rerouted on the route that I take. And the problem with the area is there isn't an easy bypass to get around. You gotta go like way up one way or the other and go way around, because just the way the area is, it's not easy. So yeah, that's gonna suck for me. And our road, not our section, but our street actually, but the other part of it down at the top end where it starts, has been closed since January, and it sucks. Like, it makes traffic around town just horrible, because everyone's got to reroute since January to get around that, and it's a major access point, like that section. Because again, to go around, you gotta go way around to get around, and it just sucks. It's like, I get it, they gotta do the road work. It's just, I just wish there was another way that they could do it, or something. So, but it's funny though, that section that's closed technically, I mean, they have some access for businesses down there because it's an industrial area. And I've been using it for every month, drive down there at night once a month to put on four-wheel drive just to kind of bounce around on the gravel for a bit to kind of see, hey, are they getting any closer to completion? Nope. Because they still have it not open all the way through, because there's a bridge that they're working on, but enough that I can get down there and just kind of drive around, turn around, come back up. But still, the traffic, oh my god. And then, oh yeah, and then we have another street that, again, a major part in town. Like, it's like the whole town's just kind of riddled with traffic problems. And I went through there yesterday to go get grocery shopping, because it's not on my normal route, and I'm going through and I'm like, oh my god, it's still construction mess. And it's been like that for, I can't remember how long now. Months and months and months, and it sucks. Because I was going through there a lot in the summer because of other obligations, and one day I just had to be like, yeah, I gotta go a different way. This way just sucks. The traffic is crap. Because it's a double lane my side, which at the time was going down to a single lane, and it's like, we all know this, and yet you see all the idiots cutting ahead to the very end to try to get over, which makes it even slower. It's like, it's like, I did my part by being in the correct lane, and yet there's too many jerks who, they just gotta, like, cut everybody off. So it's like, so traffic around here just sucks. I just really hope they've got it down to a decent flow for the winter. Because I'm watching... I have a policy. I'll let one person in, but not everybody. Except I did not do that yesterday. I actually let more people in yesterday. I forget where it was going home, but it was like, screw it, fine, let them in. I had a good mood yesterday, but yeah, no, my policy is usually I let one person in. The rest, you're on your own. Because in some cases, I don't know if the person is intentionally trying to jerk the system, or they didn't realize it's a mess until you get down to one lane. Like, it also depends on if it's not a regular occurrence. Like, for example, emergency vehicles. Then yeah, okay, like it's not a planned route issue. It isn't temporary for just an hour or something. So depends on the situation. Like, yeah, actually the other day. Yeah, like depends on the person. But the other day it was just kind of funny. I was driving home from work. It's like a half hour, if not even a half hour drive. It's like more like 25 minutes. And I'm going along. I'm still in the other city, and I actually saw a fender bender. Not in my lane, thankfully. Yay. But I'm going along, and my lane was pretty good. The other lane was pretty backed up. And I'm going along, and then I can see this one car just, boom, tap the pickup truck in front of them. Which caused that pickup truck to tap the car in front of them, kind of thing. So it's like, oh, that sucks. And I'm going along, and I'm like, why is the traffic heavier? Oh, because there's actual scene up ahead of some sort of something. Like there's a fire truck, ambulance, and whatever on the left lane, and there's a center median in between for the oncoming traffic. So whatever it was on our side, like whatever it was. But I was so close to a little mini bypass route that technically, if I just stayed where I was, I would have got through. But I'm like, I just feel like flowing differently. So sure enough, I turn, and of course the car behind me gets the hint of, oh yeah, there's a mini bypass just to get around the scene in case, for whatever reason, they're going to take up more space with whatever the issue is. Like, I just thought, hey, let the emergency services do their jobs. I don't need to be driving right by. As much as I would love to see what was the scene, but I'm like, nah, I'm okay. So that was that. Could be anything. Just the giggle was, it was like almost across the street from the ambulance and the fire hall. So I'm like, okay, that was interesting. Yeah. Well, with construction, they got signs and stuff, but it's not like 2 miles back. It's just kind of there. And if it's regular construction, you just kind of know it. So it depends on the situation. But in some cases, the sign is wrong. There's times where they got good signage that it's going to go down to one lane, and you get there and it's like, yeah, okay, it was still 2 lanes. So sometimes they leave the signs up, which is really annoying, but funny. But yeah, I've seen a few like fender benders on that route going home. The one where I saw like the one the other day. I remember one, it was further ahead. I couldn't really see it happen, but I could see one of the cars had the sense to essentially go park up on the center median, which is really grass, which helped with the flow, because it's like, yeah, otherwise it's like, it's just a bad time of the day, and there's no really an easy route to get around there. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of construction. And then I'll be stepping out tonight to go a different direction, and I gotta look up shortly where I'm going in that, because again, construction. So our freeway, I'm gonna use, we actually call highway here, the bigger highways, the 400 series highways, but for your terminology, it's freeway. So our freeway, I think it's 3 lanes each side here, or it has been, because I don't take it anymore, because I haven't needed to take it in like years. One of my past jobs required me to take that freeway every day, and yes, I've crashed on it twice, but whatever. But going into Toronto, they they've been working on a decade-long construction plan. So what we have here... Oh, we got toll roads too. Our new freeways are toll roads, but whatever. That's a whole different issue. But we have on the freeways what we call is express and collectors when you get into the city. Meaning, express means, hey, I'm going to keep going for a long time kind of thing. And the collectors being for people getting on and off. So it's like separate multi-lanes on each side for the express and the collectors. And I think they're doing that same design towards Toronto. So part of the construction plan is go from, originally it's just 3 lanes each side, to you got the 2 or 3 in the express and then 2 or 3 in the collectors. That way it's more and it's supposed to help with the traffic, but I don't know. Which, they're handy, they're okay if you know where you're going, but if you don't know where you're going, you gotta really read the signs, because to be able to get off at the right kind of time, or else you're gonna miss your exit, like actual exit kind of thing. So it's a bit of a cluster mudge. I don't know if the US has those or not. So they've been expanding that thing, and so I've been back when I used to work towards Toronto, pretty much at the border of Toronto, Mississauga. I would see over weeks and months the changes of the construction. So I used to know the route like really, really well. Now it's like if I go through there, I'd be like, yeah, when it starts in the collectors and the express kind of thing, I remember it being at back when I was doing it, it would be like here Ontario type of exit, but now it's like way out at like they've made that split much closer, so it kind of throws me off. So it's like I'm going along and be like, yeah, where am I going again? Which lane do I need to be in? So it is a little confusing. Because I remember when they changed the split, it used to be somewhere else, but then they bumped it to here in Ontario when I was still working out there. And they put like glowing signs and everything to keep people from knowing. And it was hilarious. I still see occasionally someone would smash right into the split median because they just, whatever. It's like, oh no, here's their exit, and boom. So that was pretty fascinating. Potholes. Oh yeah. Yeah, like the toll highway, we don't really take because it costs me like, oh my god, from here to Toronto, like $30 one way, which is ridiculous, and it's like a half-hour drive one way. We'll say it's like freaking $30 to Toronto. It's like, and it's not even right here. Like I have to go into town to get to the toll highway, and we'll only use it in like extreme circumstances. But it's like, yeah, it's just not worth it. Like they get stupid charges of, okay, I don't have a transponder because I don't have an account, so they extra bill me for that, because otherwise they have to take a camera of my vehicle, picture of my vehicle in the plate and all that fun stuff, and it just sucks. Like I personally don't use it. But the interesting thing was, that toll highway used to be owned by the government, but then the government sold it for private, and then when it became private, after they paid for the building of it, it just sucks. So it's like, I don't even use it. But the quality is different. It's actually a concrete highway, which is weird, and it makes a weird sound driving on it versus pavement. So it's kind of trippy. So personally, I'm not a fan of the 407. That's what it's called. But I acknowledge it is useful for going up north to get to the top part of Toronto. But it's like, yeah, I don't want to drive on it. So, not a fun route. But yeah, our highways can't keep up with the mass number of vehicles on the highways. It's crappy. I can imagine what that looks like. Your 405 by the LAX. Oh my god. Our equivalent would be the 401 by Toronto Pearson. Oh my. I'm not going that far to Pearson today, but I do miss driving into work and watching the planes take off and land. Oh my god, that was so much fun to see. Like, I just loved, as I'm driving along, I'm in the collectors, I'm like, I can see the planes. I just love that part. That I miss. Because I pretty much worked right across from the airport for 5 years. I don't miss that drive, and that drive was fascinating. 5 a.m. going into Toronto was already a mess. It's like, oh my god. So I worked nights, so it was a little easier for me. But yeah, that drive sucked. And sometimes I had to go in the evening for a meeting at like for 6 o'clock, and I'm like, oh dear god, it took me freaking forever to get to work. Anyway, there's another story I had about the highway. I remember we had, again, the whole ice storms thing. We had a really bad ice storm, and I was trying not to go into work, but then work was complaining at me, like, you gotta go in. I'm like, fine. And it was a horrible drive in a car, which at least my car can handle it, my Mazda. But I remember going through Mississauga in the Credit Valley area. Oh, I call it Credit Valley, or Credit River. And it's, for the westbound traffic, it's going up a long hill. Like, it's a hill that isn't steep or anything, but it's just a long hill to get through the valley and up. And I'm going along, and I'm like, oh my god, there's transport trucks at the bottom part, and all you see is cars backed up, parked, lights off, turned off, because they're stuck there for hours, because the trucks can't get up the hill, because the weather's that bad. And it's like, oh my god. And I'm going on to work, and I'm like, why am I going to work? Why am I even going? And it took me like 3 hours to get home the next day, because I'm like, I'm not going through that area, knowing it was that bad, that it was a parking lot. And I'm like, oh my god, this sucks. Yeah, just for whatever reason, the transport trucks could not get enough motion to get up the hill. Oh yeah, same here. Electric cars. Stuff's booming here. But yeah, oh my. As much as I kind of like that drive I had, but I don't miss it. I sound like I miss it, but no, like it was actually an easy drive if the traffic was good. I used to do it really well. Now it's like, So I had it down to a system. And then when they had the Pan Am Games, I think, here, they changed the lanes again, because, like, they had, they call it, here it's called HOV lanes. HOV. HOV stands for high occupancy vehicles. So, like, taxis, buses. So, vehicles to have, like, 2 or 3 passengers kind of thing. So, they have these lanes. I think they still have them in some places, too. And you're only allowed to be, I'm getting all distracted here. I'm getting all distracted. Yeah, the carpool lane. Sorry, I got all distracted. So they had these HOV lanes, and people, when they first came out with these lanes, it was hilarious. You got people who, they would buy blow-up dolls to pretend to be passengers. And then they would get caught and ticketed, because if you're in one of those lanes and you don't got passengers, you're ticketed. Or you have to have a permit or something. It was like it was such a pain in the butt type of system. Which I know, unfortunately, we still have them. And what's interesting about these lanes is, they only, as much as there's nothing blocking that lane to the rest of the lanes, but they had painted lines for, you can only cross over at certain intervals kind of thing. So it was like, yeah, this is a mess. But they're popular. That was funny. People had blow-up dolls dressed up, or mannequins or something. That was not, mannequins was another. It's like they had mannequins in their cars to pretend to be passengers. Oh my goodness. But for me, it impacted me because it changed one of my lanes when I was coming home from work from going into the city. So it was like, oh. So I had to like remember, yeah, don't go on the HOV lane. So I was by myself and no one's with me. All right, well, there goes 1 hour. I gotta go. Thanks for watching with me, Eve. I enjoyed the commentary. So let's see where we're at. Let me just push this back so we can see it on the table. So, more of the eye done, and I just start creeping up this way to kind of get more done. So there we go. There's the project. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. It's going to take me forever. Anyway, so there we go. And I still got the same colors I started with. I haven't killed off any of these yet. Let's take a look at all the colors, because I'm obsessed with colors. We still haven't used this one yet, but I'm sure it'll come up eventually. So I've got quite a few pencils here that are getting close to being depleted, which is one of my favorite things to do. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go. This was actually fun. So anybody who is watching, whether it's live like Eve or the hashtag replay, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, follow, comment, and all that stuff. And I appreciate it. Alright, everyone. I'm signing off for today. I'll be back either later tonight or tomorrow to do another round of Christmas Madness video. And then that's it. Alright. Thank you. Have fun.